In the news with Addie Banks. What's happening in your world that transforms our worldview? How is ethnic relations fueled by what we see and read? What media messages do you ingest and digest daily? Who are you in today's media-driven world? Let's review the headlines. In the news, June 8th and 9th, 2021. Holt grills Kamala Harris, "You haven't been to the border." Vice President Kamala Harris visits Mexico. More than 800 arrested in global crackdown. Fastly linked outage impacts thousands of websites. I grew up ashamed of being Asian. Now I'm learning how to fully embrace my roots. Organized crime smashed by global sting led by FBI. AOC slammed Kamala Harris for telling Guatemalan migrants, "Do not come," saying the U.S. helped destabilize the country in the first place. Appraisal industry faces onslaught of scrutiny over racial bias against Black homeowners. Obama says certain right-wing media outlets are stoking the fear and resentment of white Americans. Teen says she was kicked out of Texas graduation for displaying Mexican flag on stage. Mom paying to get son smuggled into U.S. calls 911 as deal falls apart, Georgia cops say. Illegal border crossings most in over a decade with 4 months to go. Police say a driver who hit and killed 4 pedestrians in Ontario targeted them because they were Muslim. Bank fraud is on the rise. Here are 4 ways to protect your account. Yale restricts access to lecture of psychiatrist who said she wants to shoot white people. Yale calls lecture with fantasy about shooting white people antithetical to school's values. Holocaust survivor speaks out against rising hate crime, says BLM anti-Semitic. The brewing industry is facing a social reckoning. Now Black brewers are making craft beer more inclusive. Op-ed, will the U.S. finally correct its course in Haiti? More and more Chinese 20-somethings are rejecting the rat race and laying flat after watching their friends work themselves to death. Norwegian police, in painstaking process, identify toddler who died in migrant English Channel crossing. Nigeria's government threatens to prosecute people for tweeting. Lawyer suspended after tweeting offensive remarks about Meghan and Harry's baby. Biden follows Trump in defending Puerto Rican benefits exclusion. Greece says many migrants in Turkey could seek asylum there. France plans to oust English language from EU meetings. Haiti's controversial constitutional referendum is postponed again. Journalists who fled Myanmar find third country refuge. Salvadorian woman freed from jail after 30-year abortion sentence. U.S. report concluded COVID-19 may have leaked from Wuhan lab, WSJ. Colorado principal resigns after students posted a photo reenacting George Floyd's murder in the school parking lot. Fighting breaks out on floor of Bolivia's legislature. China thought it had escaped blame for the start of the COVID-19 pandemic, but is facing a second reckoning. You are a moron. North Carolina County ends Coke vending machine ban after pushback. Thousands of nurses strike in New Zealand. Border Patrol rescues dozens of migrants lost in Arizona desert, trapped in rail cars in Texas. Kamala Harris pushes back on criticisms of her not visiting the U.S.-Mexico border, saying she hasn't been to Europe either. Wife of El Chapo to plead guilty to helping him run drug cartel, New York Times says. Chinese tech companies are using third eye surveillance software to make sure their tech workers are pulling punishing 996 shifts. Spirituality underpins migrant activism in U.S. borderlands. In the news, know what is happening in your world. We will summarize headlines about ethnic relations worldwide, U.S. and world politics, how globalization impacts you, homeland stability, who is speaking for you. Subscribe today to every Homeland YouTube channel.